Okay, so starting there in the seated position with the legs crossed, if that feels okay. Lengthen up the spine, turn the palms up, open the chest and relax the shoulders. And then just close your eyes softly. Focus on your breath. And it may be going in through your nose and out through your nose. It may be going in through the mouth. Doesn't matter which way it's going. As long as you are breathing slowly and softly. Just trying to slow everything down. Staying tall through the spine. And then with your eyes open or closed, start to gently turn the head to the right. So we're just releasing the back of the neck. Gently come through center and then moving to the left. The chin is just very slightly nodded. You are moving in your own time, slowly right and left. Breathing naturally as we go. And then coming back through center, placing the right hand down, lengthening up on the left side, coming across to the right, breathing in and breathing out. And changing sides, up and across we go. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's have one more either side. Breathing in, lengthening, releasing the shoulders and the midsection of the back there. And one more. Lengthen, inhale. And exhale. Come down. Good. Let's have a little bit of rotation. Hands on the shoulders. Up on the sit bones. Let's breathe in here. Breathe out. Rotate to the right corner of the room. Come back to center, inhale. Rotate to the left corner. And come center. Let's repeat that again on either side slowly. Breathing through the movement. And then coming back to center, placing the hands on the knees. Please stay where you are. Let's start to move through the lower back and pelvis. So lengthening up, inhaling, exhaling, scooping, and rolling back gently if you can. Drop the head around the shoulders. And then restack the spine, up on the sit bones, open the chest, inhale. So it's a long, slow breath as we move through flexion and extension at your own pace. So don't worry about what position I'm in, but think about moving from the sit bones to the tailbone and back again. Rounding the spine, supporting yourself by holding gently on the knees. And one more time. Taking the legs out in front and then just giving them a shake there. Let's come to butterfly knees. So let's put the soles of the feet together, holding onto the ankles, and let's just gently limber those knees and hips and open them out first. And then let's just try to open the feet as though we're opening a book. Press the elbows down on the inside of the thighs. So you might want to lean into it to get a little bit of resistance. Just take a couple of breaths there while the hips open. legs and bring the knees up. So we're going to take the feet hip width apart now, take the hands behind you, and let's just gently roll the hips to the right and left. And if it feels okay, lift the buttock as you rotate across, so you've got quite a deep rotation. So leg is rotating internally and externally, just as we release those hips. They're always tight at the end of the day. And then just slide the legs out. Good. Transfer the weight a little bit further back if you can, and open the chest, poke the chin up. If that feels okay, get that feeling of lengthening rather than throwing the head back. Let's take a couple of breaths here. And then transfer the weight off the hands. Bend the knees, take the feet wide, and just relax forward over the legs. So breathing into the back of the rib cage. Uncurling the spine. And then coming down softly onto the back. So you might want to put something under your head, maybe a block, a cushion or a ball. Lying down and just relaxing in that position. Can you slide your legs away? Take your hands on your rib cage and just breathe softly into the ribs. Let the body relax into the mat. Be aware of the shoulders, the back of the pelvis, and the heels. And then with your elbows on the floor and your hands up, can you just gently circle your wrists and your ankles? Just gently circling wrists and ankles. And go the other way. Lovely. Bringing your hands to the floor. Draw your legs in one at a time. Feet on the floor. Ankles and knees together. Turn the palms up, arms out to the side. Slow hip roll, dropping the knees to the right, turning the head to the left, breathing in to drop. Breathing out to come back up. And gently moving the other way. And we are going to keep this moving slowly, just at your own pace. Each time you drop, think about where you're feeling it. Pelvis goes first, then lower back, rib cage rolling up towards the shoulders but keeping the shoulders down, including the neck, drawing down on the abdominals to come back up. Next time your knees sink softly to the right, I want you to stay over to the right side. Turn your head to the left, make sure your shoulders are down. Can you gently move your top leg across your bottom leg and let the foot come to the floor? Keep it bent, deeper stretch. Round into the hip and the lower back. If that's too deep, if it's hurting the back, the feet stay together. Let's take some breaths in this position. Bringing your top foot back to meet your bottom foot. And then gently coming up through center. Draw down on the abdominals, protect the back. Dropping the knees slowly to the left side, keeping them together. Allowing the rib cage to lift, turning your head to the right. Gently sliding your top leg over your bottom leg. Foot to the floor if possible. Knee stays bent, deepening the stretch, breathe into it. So that should just feel like a deep stretch around the hip and into the lower back. Shouldn't be irritating any of the nerves or joints. Bringing the ankles and feet back together. Drawing down on the abdominals and coming back to center. Super. Bringing both knees into the chest. Hands on shins and gently circling the pelvis. So working into that lumbar pelvis area, gentle circles, lifting the buttocks slightly if you can, and then changing direction, circling the other way, slowly and gently. Good. And then holding in the center, hold on to your right shin, slide your left leg along the mat, push your left heel away. Pulling on the right shin. Breathing gently. Now holding at the back of the right thigh. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, push your right heel to the ceiling. Your hamstring doesn't have to straighten, it might not be ready to do that yet. Bend the knee, relax the foot, breathe in. Stretch the leg, push the heel, breathe out. Let's have a couple more of those in your own time. So moving through the back of the knee and the ankle. And we'll hold this last one up. Good, holding here. Can you point and flex your foot? And then relaxing your ankle, can you just try to wiggle your toes? It's quite hard to get them all to move separately. But we do have joints and muscles there, and it's good to release them. Bend the knee and bring the leg down. Let's change legs. So we want to hug the left knee into the chest first to stretch the glute. Slide the right leg away and push the heel. And then lengthen that right leg. Holding at the back of the left leg, breathing out to push the heel. Stretch the hamstring. Relax the foot as the knee bends. Just keep that moving in your own time. Mobilizing the left knee, mobilizing the ankle, stretching the hamstring. And now holding this one up. The leg is still, the ankle is pointing and flexing. And then holding the ankle still, see if you can wiggle those toes individually. And this is something I find really difficult, surprisingly. I can move my big joints, but not my little ones. So bend your knee, and then place both feet on the floor with the knees bent. Let's bring the hands on the floor by the side of the body. Let's rock the pelvis backwards and forwards. So flexion and extension. Small pelvic tilts in either direction. Try not to squeeze the buttocks as you do it, just gently rocking on and off the sacrum. Again, really gets tense there through the day, so really good to release it at this time of night. And then settle in a neutral pelvis, rolling onto the side of your body and coming over onto all fours. So we're going to set ourselves up on all fours and we're going to continue to roll through the sacrum. So we're going to go for cat stretch next. Pelvic tilt, still starting from the sacrum. Come to the mid spine, the upper spine, the shoulders and the neck, looking through the legs. Start again from your sacrum, that's quite difficult. Start to arch the back, roll through the ribs, open the chest, lift the head and breathe. And then let's go again. So continuing to move through cat-cow, avoiding starting from the top of the spine, always initiating from the bottom of the spine. Next one is your last one. Then you're going to come to neutral. Move your knees out to the edges of the mat, soles of the feet together. Sitting back with head on hands and relaxing. Pushing your bottom towards your feet. Breathing into the back of the rib cage. If you feel okay, lengthening your arms forward, stretch them out and bring your head to the mat. So creep your fingers forward on the mat and press your head and chest down. Then gently push the bum towards the feet and just melt into the mat. Walk the hands over to the right corner. Have a feeling of lengthening rather than side bending. Creep the fingers forward, then pull the hips back. Head is down, neck is relaxed. Breathing into the stretch. Coming slowly through center. Over to that left corner. Again, lengthening rather than side bending. Fingers creep forward, head is down. Then press back through the hips and melt into the mat. Bring your hands towards the knees. Place some weight to either side and uncurl the spine. Good, let's set ourselves back up on all fours for rotation. So knees back under hips. Let's start by mobilizing. Right arm extends, then it threads through. It opens out again. And then it threads through. Inhaling to open, eyes following hand. Exhaling to thread through. So we're going to hold the posture. You might just want to watch it first. I'm going to thread through. I'm going to drop to my ear and shoulder, and then I'm going to slide my other arm forward. And then just holding, sinking into the mat. So please stay where you are. Just going to have a look at you. Make sure you're okay. Good. Breathing through that stretch. That should feel really good. Let's have a couple more breaths here. The upper body is down, the bum is up. So draw that straight hand back in under your shoulder to take your weight and then pull back through. So set yourself up on all fours again, changing sides. Opening, inhaling, exhaling, threading through. So each time we rotate the spine, we should release a bit further so that when we come to hold the stretch, we get the best out of it. So just working at your own pace there. Next time you thread through, we are going to drop gently onto the shoulder and ear and then slide the top arm forwards. Good, feel that lengthening down the side of one through one arm and the rotation on the other. Hips are elevated. Sinking into the mat with your out breath. Let's have one more breath here. Then draw that straight arm back in, hand under shoulder, and pull yourself back through. Lovely. Let's come back into child's pose, knees to the corners of the mat, feet together, head on hands. If it feels comfortable to take your hands to your ankles, go there and drop your shoulders. If it doesn't feel comfortable, leave your hands under your head and just breathe gently there. Palms on the floor at the side of the knees. Let's uncurl the spine slowly. So we're going to come into downward dog next, so make sure your feet and hands both have space on the mat. Starting in the square position, tuck your toes under and lift up into downward dog and push back. Now, the best way to check you're in the correct position is just move momentarily forward into a plank. And if you feel like you're going to fall forward, then your hands are not under your shoulders. So get your hands under your shoulders and then pull back, and that's your downward dog, and it's probably further away than you thought it should be. But that will allow you to push through your hands, push your chest towards your knees. Your heels might be up or they might be down. Gently pedal your feet, so releasing one knee and one ankle. Still pushing back, breathing slowly, and then pressing both heels down. Transfer forward into plank. Hopefully now your hands are under your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, drop to your knees. Can you slowly release your toes? Lower your pelvis and your chest to the mat. Nose is down, coming up into cobra. Breathe in, breathe out, lengthen to cobra. And that doesn't mean your arms have to straighten. It doesn't mean your hips have to be down. Feel the lengthening all the way up the front of the abdominals. Breathe in, breathe out, slowly lower. Tucking your toes under, coming back into downward dog, through the knees if you like, and then lift and hold. So again, the hands have not moved, transferring the weight back into the feet, pushing the chest. Try to get your ears at the side of your biceps, head is down. Pedal the feet gently. And then press both heels down. Transfer forward to plank. Flat back. Breathe in. Breathe out, drop the knees. Release the toes and slowly lower to the floor. Breathing in here. Breathe out to cobra. Hold. Breathe in. And breathe out, come down slowly. One last time, toes under. Back to downward dog. Pushing back, adjusting if you need to. Head between the arms, foot pedal gently. Both heels down and hold. Breathe in. Breathe out, transfer to plank. Hold. Breathe in. Breathe out, drop the knees. Lower the body slowly, release the toes. Breathing in whilst we're down here. Breathing out to cobra. Looking straight ahead, shoulders and neck long. Breathe in. Breathe out, slowly lower. And then let's just lift to our knees and come back into child's pose. And so perhaps hands under the head. It might feel nice to take your hands to your ankles after that, and it might feel nice just to circle the wrists. They've worked really hard supporting the body weight. Good. Let's take a couple more breaths into the back of the rib cage. Bring your hands to the side of your knees, support your body weight, and uncurl slowly. Super, coming down to the seated position. And then just take your feet wide and relax. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see me. So we're going to do intense forward fold. So we're going to straighten our legs out once you've come up then. Give them a good old shake. So we want to be able to hinge from the hip, and that doesn't really take us very far, but we're going to hip hinge and then curve the spine. So we want to get the hip hinge first. So we're going to stretch up, extend, inhale, reach forward to where the ceiling meets the wall and hip hinge. Now I can feel I get stuck about here, so I'm going to take another breath in, and as I breathe out I'm going to relax down. And that might take me to hold my feet, my ankles or my shins. I'm going to drop my head and hold here. Take another breath in. As you breathe out with your arms just drawing up the mat, uncurl slowly so the arms stay down as we uncurl and restack the spine. Let's go up again, inhale. Exhale, lengthen from the hip out of the waist. Hold wherever you feel that sticking point is. Breathe in, breathe out, relax, forward fold. Holding here, inhale. Exhale, drop the arms and draw them up the mat as you uncurl. Let's add extension to this. Move your arms behind you, transfer your body weight back and open your chest. Inhale. Stay here, exhale. Inhale. Exhale, transfer the weight off the hands back onto the sit bones. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, forward, fold and lengthen. Hold at that sticking point. Inhale. Exhale and round the spine. Hold the feet. Head is down. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Draw them up the mat as you roll up. Restack your spine and transfer behind you. Leaning back, opening the chest. Breathe in. And breathe out. If it feels okay, switch your glutes on, lift your hips, squeeze, look to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Transfer your weight onto your sit bones. One last time. Inhale up. Lengthen, tipping from the hip. Maintain that feeling of length. Breathe in, breathe out, and relax over the legs, holding the feet if you can. Head is down. Breathe in. Breathe out, release the feet, draw the hands back as you restack your spine. Come to neutral first. Then transfer back with the bum down to start. Breathing in, breathing out, squeezing the glutes and lifting, looking to the ceiling. Let's see if we can hold here for 2 breaths. So breathing slowly in your own time. And then coming down slowly. Bringing your spine back to neutral, crossing your legs and just relaxing forward. So trying to get your elbows to the mat. Maybe you can get your forehead down after all that back release. And just take some gentle breaths there. Uncurling the spine. So let's have some rotation next. Toes, take the legs out, give them a shake. Just been through flexion and extension, so we'll go rotation next. Bring the leg in, lengthen up on the sit bones. Then cross that leg over, and then opposite arm hugs the leg. We rotate around, place the hand down, lengthen up the spine and look over the shoulder. Holding there, breathing gently. Take a second to contemplate why this exercise is called Lord of the Fishes. I have no idea. Just release gently back round, not all the way, hand stays down, and then bring this arm across the leg if you can. So we create a lever and then turn again. And that should take you further. It needs to be pain-free. You will feel a deep rotation. I can feel I'm working really hard. I don't want any joint or nerve pain. Keep lengthening and breathe through the stretch. Let's release gently. Come around and just give your legs a shake and your shoulders a little shrug there, and we'll do it on the other side. So draw the leg in first and then lengthen up onto the sit bones. Cross the leg over, hug the leg, lengthen the spine and rotate, and just look over the shoulder. So as we're holding this stretch, thinking about pulling on the leg and the arm at the front, rotating through the spine and the neck. leaving the hand on the floor behind you, but easing off on the rotation, bringing the arm up and over and using it as a lever to rotate a little bit more deeply. So we come to a new position. Now I'm feeling I'm much tighter on this side, so don't be surprised if you're not symmetrical. A couple more breaths here. And then releasing gently and giving those legs a shake. Let's cross them over and then release the back again, coming onto the elbows and maybe bringing the forehead to the hands or the mat, if that feels okay. So just breathing gently in that position. Uncurling your spine. So going to come into the hips with pigeon pose. I'm going to turn around now so that you can see what I'm doing. So we'll start with the feet together and then we'll rotate this leg. Over it comes. You want to line your body up with the shin that's in front of you. So I feel like I need an adjustment. You please adjust yourself if you want to. And then my chest is going to come forward. Elbows down, chest down, and hopefully my elbows should be lined up with my knee and my foot. From here, if that feels okay, just slide your back leg out and straighten it. And then you'll find your hips lift, and that's fine. So get your hips square to the floor. If you want to adjust your bottom leg, then feel free to adjust it, and then you'll find you've got more weight in your arms and your head, and you are just relaxing into the floor. So if it feels good just to gently rock your hips right and left in that stretch, please do. Hopefully gravity will start to release them. Holding the pelvis still. Come onto the hands. Let's have a little bit of extension. Come onto the fingertips. Look forward. Take a couple of breaths there. You can do this posture with your hands off the floor, but I've not mastered it yet. And then just drop down onto your bottom and come back around. Give your legs a shake. And then we'll bend the knees and go the other way. So rocking across, foot doesn't have to touch the knee. If it feels like a gap is better, create a gap. Lifting up, lining your forearms up with your shin. And then once you feel like everything's all right, just extend your back leg out when you're ready. So the hips will lift. And ideally, you want this hip to come towards the foot. Adjust if you're not comfortable. And so we should feel like we've got body weight in our head and our shoulders. Let's have a gentle sway of the hips right and left. If that gives you any kind of knee or hip pain, then just hold the posture rather than sway the hips. And then let's stabilize the pelvis. Gradually start to come onto your hands. Walk them in. Come onto your fingertips if you can. Extension. Looking forward. Couple of breaths. So most of the weight is in the legs. The hands are just stabilizing. And then relax, roll onto the buttock and come back around. So to release the back, let's lie back down, pop something under your head if you like, and then bring your knees in and let's just circle into the lower back. And then circle the other way. And then let's place our feet mat width apart, knees bent, arms out, and let's just gently hip roll right and left, allowing one leg to rotate internally towards the mat, lifting the hips, lifting the lower back and some of the rib cage, not too high with the lifting of the rib cage. So top of the rib cage and shoulders are down. And then coming into center, let's bring the soles of the feet together. Press the elbows back on the inner thigh and hold your ankles. So you can hold or you can sway, just opening those hips. Your bottom, your tailbone might have left the floor, and that's okay. If everything feels okay through your back and your hips, can you hook your two fingers next to your thumb around your big toes, and can you take your feet apart but keep your knees bent? And then just gently rock or hold in that happy baby pose, really opening the hips. And then we're going to hold the posture and we're going to extend the legs more if we can. Now we have to be careful with back and hips, and obviously if your hamstrings are screaming, you don't have to straighten. You may not be able to straighten even if you wish to do so. Gently rock into that sacrum. Sliding your hands gently to the outside of your legs to take the weight, bring them up and hug them back into the chest. Good. Just to release into your upper back, nod your chin, round your shoulders, take your head to your knees and release back all the way down. Breathe in, breathe out, forehead to knees. And release. All the way down with the head and the feet. Slide your legs away. Super. Can we hold the elbows and take the arms over the head? So nice deep shoulder stretch to finish. Holding there, let's just breathe into the diaphragm. Release your elbows and stretch your arms away from you. Open your palms, wriggle your fingers. Can we wriggle the toes and ankles? And then just bring the arms gently back over and down by the side of the body. Draw the legs in one at a time. Roll onto your side. And then come to the seated position. Good. Cross the legs if that feels comfortable. And then lengthen the spine. Can we drop the right ear to the right shoulder? And then just take the hand over to the ear and just very gently stretch. We always have to be careful with the neck. If it feels okay, turn your head and look towards your right knee, and the stretch should move around to a different part of the neck, around the back of the neck. Softly release the hand and then bring the head back. So left ear, left shoulder, then left hand to ear. Gentle neck stretch. Watch this shoulder doesn't lift. Then turn the head and look towards the knee. Still breathing through the stretch. And releasing softly, coming back to center. Let's take the hands together, thumbs in the breastbone. Extend up, breathe in. Breathe out, pull down. Give me a bow. Namaste. Well done.